Ladies and gentlemen, our meeting begins 1 minute ago. If you're not in your seat now, shame on you.
Good morning, club. Good morning, good afternoon, club. Get the time of day straight. The magic is knowing what time it is. Good afternoon and welcome to the Oakland Rotary Club. We are the third oldest Rotary Club in the world. 42,000 clubs around the world in 200 countries. And we have some friends on Zoom. Who do we have on Zoom today, Peter? Where are my friends on Zoom? I can't see them. Hello, friends on Zoom? Nobody on Zoom? Okay, well, welcome all of you fabulous people on Zoom. Love technology. Hey, there they are. Oh, hello. Look who's here. Allison, how are you feeling? Good to see you. Wise, so nice to have you here today. Is that Michael? Nice to see you, Michael. Jim, welcome. All right, let's go. Is everybody checked in on their social media that they're at the fabulous Rotary Club meeting at lunch? Don't forget to check in. Visiting guests. Do we have some guests we'd like to introduce? Jesse. We need a mic. Where's our mic? We got it together today. This guest actually was the winner of a speech contest and flew all the way to Hawaii, winning a Rotary speech contest, and she wandered in today just to see what we're about. Yeah.
President Shannon, it is my pleasure to introduce a fellow walk-in. I was a walk-in off the street, and Princessa walked in today. She is a business consultant, and interesting story about her is in high school she participated in a Rotary-sponsored debate contest and became the California champion and went on to compete in Hawaii. So
awesome! Yes, Amber.
Hi.
Jessica.
Hi. We have a guest here, Alice Kinner from Alameda Health System. She's currently the Administrative Director of Public Affairs and Community Engagement.
All right, I have two guests here at my table that have come today to see our speaker. I'd like to introduce David Spencer and Christopher Spencer, father and son team with Broadway Wealth Management, and they've come to see our speaker today, James Jackson.
Welcome to Rotary. Tom Lamone, past president.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm sitting with Craig Bjorkman. He's the president and CEO of JKL Construction Services, and he's worked with our guest speaker on several large projects.
Awesome, welcome. All right, any other guests? I think it's your turn, Linda.
Okay, here we go. I'll give this back to you.
Welcome, Linda Hamilton, for our thought for the day.
All right. Thank you, President Shannon. How is everybody? Woo! All right, Oakland Rotarians, guests and friends. So glad to see you here today. In honor of our guest, my quote today is about wellness. I am bringing you today the elimination diet. Remove anger, regret, resentment, guilt, blame, and worry. Then watch your health and life improve. Dr. Charles Glassman, author and retired MD. Thank you.
Thank you. Today we're going to take a little exhale from the rapid fire announcements, and we're going to take a little beyond the handshake moment. Kimberly, would you come up and tell us how we're going to visit with each other for a few minutes this afternoon? Kimberly Miller.
Indeed. Thank you very much, President Shannon. Hello, fellow Rotarians. I'm here to do the fellowship moment for the month. And I always have a little preamble. Your DEI committee offers the fellowship moment, designed to deepen our connections and understanding of one another as Rotarians and fellow human beings. It is an effort to get beyond that handshake and invite us to learn more about one another. Please pair up with someone at your table, preferably somebody who doesn't know you that well. I see that'll be difficult for some tables. And then please reflect on the following. Today's fellowship moment is derived from Jeff Raz's presentation from earlier this summer. He asked 3 questions, and Will Hobbs and I have enhanced one for this fellowship moment this week. When do you feel in harmony with your fellow citizens? And how can you extend that feeling, that harmonious feeling, to those you don't know, to those who do not look like you, and who may not share your spiritual or civic beliefs? You will have 5 minutes to talk with one another, one-on-one about this. Hold on. You will have 5 minutes to discuss this one-on-one, and then we will come back and we'll have 5 minutes, and I expect to see some share-outs. Go. Okay, fellow Rotarians, it's that time. Okay, I would love Thank you. I would love to hear some sharing out on this idea. What did you learn from another Rotarian about what creates harmony? I see some finger pointing. Lois. Thank you with the mics.
Thank you for the mic. We had two, and I'm going to say we all agree on that. One was a football team. Your goal is to win, and it's everybody. I mean, it's just, there's no specific, you get an advantage because you're one thing or the other, color, race, it doesn't matter. The point is to win. And my personal example was when I've been an election official, we're all trying to make sure everybody can vote. So you don't get any, for one, you can't talk about the election, but you're making sure that everyone can get everything they need to vote.
Awesome. We'll take two more. I think Dudley, I see.
We're going to turn this over to Rick. Rick had written a song. We're just going to ask him to give the last verse.
The song is called Act on the Feeling, because you're good enough. There's 4 stanzas, but I'm only going to read the last one. Feel every feeling with everyone. Don't hold back your heart, or time may be gone. And then the refrain is, you got to act on the feeling because you're good enough. You got to act on the feeling because you're good enough. Thank you.
Linda Hamilton.
There were some amazing ideas at this table, and I think one that stood out for the most for me is when we're all vulnerable together. You get down to your basic humanity, and so whatever differences, surface differences no longer matter. Also, when we're doing things for children, that can unite us as well. When we're doing things all together in a service of others, it brings us together. And then the last one was in times of tragedy or triumph, when we are all experiencing that together.
Excellent, excellent. Tom Limon? Oh.
Hi, my name is Craig Bjorkman. I own a commercial building company, and what I have found creates harmony is a lot about communication and, of course, connecting, and it's really doing the basics and the simple things really well. And so what we tell our employees is you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen twice as much as you talk. And try to use the person you're talking with, their name twice while you're talking to them. People like to hear their names. I don't really like to hear my name because most people call me son of a bitch, but and I've gotten to be pretty popular lately. And then, just trying to connect with people. One of the stories that they wanted me to tell was early on in we're a construction company. I learned a little bit about a client, that he was kind of a cowboy. So our first meeting, I went out and bought cowboy boots. And probably 5 minutes into our discussion, he looks down and he goes, "Hey, Craig, I really like those cowboy boots." And that was 20 years ago, and we've been working on that hospital site continuously for 20 years.
Awesome. Thank you, Craig. We got some tips and a little comedy at the same time. Thanks so much, Rotarians, for participating in the fellowship moment. I hope you learned a little bit more about each other.
Thank you so much. It's important to get beyond that handshake. There's a lot more underneath that. Dudley, you've been some places. Would you like to share what's going on and why you went?
Thank you, President Shannon. Following up what we just did, we often recite the four-way test or the vision of Rotary, the mission, but the object of Rotary, if you look in your Rotary directory on the page that has the four-way test, there is the object of Rotary. The first object of Rotary is development of acquaintance as an opportunity for service. We often talk about service here, how to meet up with other people in the world community, but one of the great things Rotary offers are fellowships. And if you go Rotary Fellowships or the Rotary website, you'll link into this, and on your tables, excuse me, there are like 120 opportunities for people that have their similar vocations, similar passions, and whether it's whiskey tasting, whether it's bowling, whether it's look at the list. Is there anything that sparks you up? And if you go to this site, you'll link to either a Facebook page or a website. One of my passions is golf, as you may know, and I joined the International Golfing Rotary Fellowship. And 2 weeks ago, they held their 59th World Championship tournament in San Diego. And 2 years ago, it was in Morocco. Last year, it was in Italy. Next year, it's in India. And the following year, it's in Switzerland. Any Rotarian, even if you don't have a handicap, is invited to play. We had 142 golfers from 25 countries. I played with people from Morocco, Turkey, India, Nepal, Taiwan, Canada, as well as the States. The opening ceremony was on the midway, and just go through the slides. Anyway, one of those opportunities is people brought flags with them. You don't necessarily have to go to another Rotary Club. And so I would like to present President Shannon with 2 flags, one from Tamil Nadu, India, and the other one, I played with a father and a son, both from there. The other one is Kathmandu, Nepal, and I think you just got another flag from, and this person would like to have me give you his business card as well. Look at this business card. It's amazing the people you'll meet. Anyway, look at the fellowships, join up something. I know some people are in the club are in the flying Rotarians. There's the motorcyclists. Anyway, thank you, and join a fellowship. Get to know some other people.
Thank you, Dudley. And there is, by the way, a gin fellowship, just in case anybody likes to drink gin. All right, there's some magic about to happen. Bringing in a new member into our organization is magic. It's the magic of opening up community service to more people. This week, we have actually a corporate membership, and I am so excited. A corporate membership brings 2 or 3 people in, and Hively is our new corporate member, and they are formerly known as Child Care Links, and they offer subsidized child care programs, mental health services, and free resources for the underserved families. How amazing. And we have 3 brand new Rotarians, and I know how to, Marie Alvarez, would you like to come up? And bring your other friends, because you're going to have to help me pronounce your names. Marie, this is for you. This is your pin and your badge. And we have gift bags for everybody with your roster and your 4-way test and some information about Rotary. And then your co-workers, Jackie and Milena, I'm going to just leave it at that because I need a lesson on your name. Jackie, welcome. And Milena, welcome. And back. And one for you. Now, I have to have a couple interesting facts. When you're a new member, we tell a couple of interesting things about you, and then later on you come and give us a 3-minute introduction. So Milena she enjoys hot yoga even when it's hot outside. And Jackie loves to travel. She's visited 17 countries and has been to every continent aside from Antarctica, which she hopes to visit soon. And Maria, she enjoys cooking and making things with her hands like Halloween costumes, and holiday ornaments. And what others see as extra work in the kitchen or creative corner helps Maria rest and relax. So welcome, the three of you. And we have one more bit of magic, and Keith is going to introduce the newest member. See, now you're the newest member.
President Shannon, fellow Rotarians and guests, it is my pleasure today to introduce our newest Oakland Rotarian, Blaise Bova. Many of you already know Blaise as the Executive Director of the St. Vincent de Paul of Alameda County. Oakland Rotary actively supports the St. Vincent de Paul, and Blaise has been an employee of the St. Vincent de Paul Society for 27 years. Yeah. A few things, however, you may not know about Blaise. She does not own a car. She lives on a boat in Alameda, and when she and her partner retire in a couple of years, the plan is to move their floating home to the Sea of Cortez. Yeah. President Shannon, fellow Rotarians and guests, please welcome Blaise Bova as our new Oakland Rotarian.
And we have extra bags of socks, of course, for you. So thank you all for who brought socks for the podiatry clinic for St. Vincent de Paul. We have a bundle, which we'll deliver. Because if you heard she doesn't own a car, she's on her bike. So, thank you. Okay. Nomination time. We've got business to do. We do, to keep the continuity going in this club, we elect our president-elect right now, and there are candidates on your table, and Michael Bruck is going to lead us through the process with Dudley.
Thank you, President Shannon. Our club bylaws state that at least 12 eligible club members shall be nominated from the floor during the second Thursday meeting in October. I know this is the third Thursday meeting in October, but Shannon has given a special dispensation. So we're going forward. The nominating committee will choose a nominee for president-elect and 3 directors who will take office July 1, 2025. The names of the members who are eligible to serve on this year's nominating committee were emailed to you last week, and there's a list on each table. These are the persons who have been members of the Oakland Rotary Club for at least 4 years and who are not current officers or directors, and who have not served on the nominating committee twice in the last 4 years. Okay. So we're going to open up the nominating process. Dudley is going to assist by recording the names of your nominees. For those of you on Zoom, put your name or names in chat. Past President Peter will be monitoring that. Here in the ballroom, you either raise your hand or you can even raise your star wands. Make it more exciting. Please keep in mind that members of the nominating committee are not eligible to serve as a director or president-elect. Okay. Yes. Kat.
Get a microphone, please.
Greg Knight.
Greg Knight, thank you. Next, David. C.J. Hirschfield.
No, she doesn't want to be president.
Yeah. Alex.
Steve Blair.
Steve Blair, thank you. Lorna.
Rick Draper.
Rick Draper.
Rick Draper, thank you.
Tom.
Glad you can hear that. Tom Lamone.
Kim Miller. Kim Miller.
Kim Miller, thank you.
Joe.
Joe. Joe in the back. David Stein. Anna Marie.
Ruth Straub.
Ruth Stroke. All right.
Stephanie Cosenza.
Stephanie Cosenza. Pete, let's take a pause right now. Peter, do we have anything from the Zoomers?
Stephanie was a nominee.
Pat Williams? Thank you.
Okay. Fred?
Berlin Edwards.
Who?
Oh, Merlin.
Oh, Merlin Edwards, thank you.
Drew
He's on the
Patel.
board.
Merlin's not eligible.
He's on the board.
He's on the board.
Drew Patel.
He's on the list.
Patel. He's on the list.
Okay.
Anybody else? David Stein. Keith Geron. Alex. Deborah Barnes. How many do we have, Deborah? We got 12. One more. Tom Lamone. Sean Marks. All right. I think we've done it. The election for the nominating committee will take place next Thursday, October 24th. Thank you for participating in this important club process.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael and Dudley. John Clausen, where did he go? Oh, we got to do this quick. We're running late. We have a wonderful partnership with Laney College, and John Clausen, we would like you to give us a couple of words of what we've been doing.
So pictured above here are Rotarians Will Hobbs, Nino Ferreira, Gary Flaxman, and I were helping out with Laney food distribution this past week when Peralta College Chancellor Dr. Tennille Gilkerson came by. There is nothing more rewarding than seeing a young person excited about school and looking forward to a career with a brighter future. We got to experience this at Laney College Food Bank distribution on Wednesdays, serving the 30% of students who are food and housing insecure according to federal guidelines. Our participation is on hold for the next month or two because of construction work in Laney Food Service Department. We have been able to help out in a few special events at Laney, including this festival, where we make better corn dogs than Corn Dog Castle at Disneyland. Thus, we could say going to Laney College is better than going to Disneyland. Rotary, in a small way, is helping Laney students find joy going to school. We also know that students who are hungry don't go to class. This is what Rotary is all about. We give out more college scholarships than any other entity in the world, including U.S. government. Even after California governor stopped the free tuition program at community colleges, resourceful Laney counselors still are able to qualify 80% of their students for free tuition. Free bus passes for all students at Laney is still a major benefit in helping restore hope in the future in their future. Thank you.
John is the backbone to this incredible food insecurity program, and he says that they're the little things we do. Well, you do a lot of big things behind the curtain, and I'd like to give you our Good Job Award. Our Good Job Award. But you do so much throughout the year and provide so much support to this club. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. Now, for our main event, I'm going to make a very short introduction because I want to give every minute to James Jackson. As most of you know, James Jackson is the Chief Executive Officer for the Alameda Health System, which is our most treasured safety net hospital system in this region. Formerly with actually knows many of the people in the room, from Children's Hospital to Fairmont to San Leandro, Alameda, working at Seton Medical Center. There's so many titles that I'm going to just say that the best title I can give you is my friend. We served together on the Stanley Under Chamber of Commerce, and I've watched just how incredibly gifted this man is, and I would like you to help us have the Oakland Club welcome James Jackson to tell us more about his work in this wonderful community.
Good afternoon, all. Wonderful to see you, President Shannon. Thank you so very much for that warm introduction, and you stole my thunder. I was going to talk about our time together on the San Leandro Business Chamber and what we were able to do there. I just am going to ask for a point of privilege. Can I have all of the veterans in the room please stand up for a moment? All of the veterans, all of you who served in the services. They're probably online then. All of our veterans are online. But I just want to always be mindful of the sacrifice and the service of our veterans, and so thank you for giving me that moment. I got a note. Well, first of all, it would be impossible for me to just talk about all of the connections, the reconnections that happened when I walked into this room. There's so many of you who I have had personal experiences with over the years, some who have shown up today as guests to hear me speak, and I'm just so humbled and grateful. People who helped my mother, Christine, I'm going to call you out, just in a critical time in her life, and so thankful for you. The former president of the Alameda Health System Foundation is here, Deborah Barnes, and Deborah handed me a quick note, and I need to acknowledge that. Because, one, Deborah has done a fantastic service, and I don't say that in the past tense, because Deborah is a force, and if you know Deborah, you know that. But she reminded me that in 2020, Oakland Rotary donated $10,000 to the Alameda Health System to purchase personal protective equipment at the height of the pandemic. And so, I know the work that Rotary does, but I wanted to specifically acknowledge your generosity in helping us at a time of need. And so thank you for that. I also want to just briefly talk about, who I am and why I'm here. And so I am a son of Oakland. I am Oakland through and through. I went to a little school called Twin Pines, which is now Park Day. I went to McChesney, which is now Edna Brewer. I did a year at Head Royce, and then I went to St. Mary's in Berkeley, and then I went to Berkeley for my graduate work. And so, go Bears, that's right. And I would offer that the most important educational class that I ever took was an economics class that I took at Laney College. And so, yes, indeed. And so that's a story over a glass of wine. But that was a game changer. It was a life changer for me. I did my active duty in the military at Naval Hospital Oakland, so that gives you a sense of how old I am. I was on active duty when there still was a Naval Hospital Oakland. And I am a graduate of Leadership Oakland. And so Dave Cannon, who was here today, yes, Dave Cannon was my classmate. We were contemporaries with Leadership Oakland. So I'm happy to be here with my friend Dave. So are my slides up, or can I get the slide deck going there? Great. So next slide, please. I'm going to walk through at a very high level these slides because I want to get to Q&A. I really want to hear from you and to dialogue with you. So here's my intention. I'll talk about our mission and vision, some of our locations and who we serve, and then some of our bright spots, and then we'll get to the Q&A. So next slide, please. Our mission and vision, next slide. It is imperative that I emphasize the fact that our mission is caring, healing, teaching, and serving all. It's a very simple mission, but it's a very powerful one. And I take the most pride in the fact that when I walk the halls, I hear staff talking about caring, healing, teaching, and serving all. And so that imbues everything that we do as a healthcare system. And you can see our vision statement as well, which I will not read to you. Next slide, please. In regards to where are we? Let's talk about our locations. Next slide. You can see that, we cover the entirety of the Bay Area, but the preponderance of the care that we provide is right here in Oakland. Our flagship is the Wilma Chan Highland Hospital campus, which is the level 1 trauma center for Alameda County. And so trauma from all over the county does come to the level 1 trauma center at the Wilma Chan Highland Hospital. We also have a number of acute hospitals, Alameda, San Leandro. We have the psychiatric hospital, which is John George. And then we have our wellness centers, which are outpatient preventive care. And then we have post-acute care. We have a significant number of post-acute facilities as well as some specialty clinics. Next slide, please. So who do we serve? Next slide. I just wanted to emphasize that 90% of who we serve are on public or uninsured care. So that's worth lingering on for just a moment, because we are serving all, as I noted earlier, and it's really incumbent upon us to make sure that we are good stewards of the resources, because the majority of the funds that we have come from the state and from the federal government because of the folks that we serve. We are a $1.5 billion organization. Next slide, please. In regards to our patients by city, again, the majority of the folks that we serve are from Oakland or immediately around Oakland, and we do 122,000 unique patient visits every year. Next slide, please. This is probably a bit of an eye chart for you. I don't know if you can see the details, but I want to emphasize that 84% of the patients that we see are patients of color. Next slide, please. Now the fun part, getting to our bright spots. Next slide. The beloved Birth Black Centering Program is something that I'm extraordinarily proud of. Some of you may know my father was an OBGYN. He really committed his life to delivering babies and caring for delivering mothers, and one of his great disappointments was that he was not able to really impact infant and maternal mortality in the way that he believed he needed to. And so it really just, I believe that he's watching, because by virtue of this beloved program, we are actually seeing the change. We are seeing infant and maternal mortality decrease in the cohorts. And in essence, what this program does is it creates cohorts of birthing mothers, and they work together to learn about how best to care for themselves during pregnancy and then to care for the babies after birth. And so this beloved program, conceptually it's a great idea, but we're seeing the results. We're actually seeing decreases in infant and maternal mortality. And so that's extraordinarily exciting to me. And I think it's a testament to my father's work. Next slide. Oh, thank you. This program is called the Lullaby Project, and the Lullaby Project was done in concert with Carnegie Hall. And in essence, what happened was these women who were expecting babies created actual songs for their babies that were going to be born. And then I had the pleasure of seeing them perform these songs, and they work with an actual, professional performer to create these melodies. And it was just, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, but it was just amazing to hear these birthing mothers, and many of them had already had their babies, and they were talking about, one said, when I was pregnant, my baby would stop kicking when I would sing this song to them. And now, that's how she calmed her baby down, was by singing this bespoke song that she had created for this baby. And there's a video that we were going to play, and I'm the least techie person and so I'm not going to torture you with that, but it's in the link, and I would love for you, if possible, to have that link and to just hear some of these lullabies, because it's just phenomenal. And again, creating a wholesome birthing experience and helping people understand their power and the importance of being a good birthing parent. Next slide, please. Homeless healthcare, caring for the unhoused. That is truly integral to our mission of caring, healing, teaching, and serving all. And what you see here are the mobile health vans, and we have two of them. The larger one is a full suite of medical care, and that we've had for a number of years. The smaller van in the front, that's a dental services van. So it's a specific vehicle dedicated to providing dental care for the unhoused community. And that came out of a survey that we did. We talked to these unhoused individuals, and their biggest concern was the lack of access to dental care. And so we, through grants, were able to fund this dental van. And so we're literally taking the care to the people. And, you know, the reality is we want them to avail themselves of our services in a more fulsome way. But the first thing is to get care to them and help them understand what resources are available. And that's what we do with these mobile vans that go out to the various encampments across the county to make sure that we are bringing the care, primary care, to those folks in greatest need. Next slide, please. This is a slide that talks about the Bridge Clinic. And our Bridge Clinic is essentially a program that uses buprenorphine and other methodologies to help people who are chemically dependent. And it helps meet them where they are. And the thing that I love the most about the Bridge program is that many of the volunteers are people who are formerly substance abusers. And so they literally walk in the emergency room and they will look for people and engage them and then help them find their way into the Bridge Clinic, and then they can get into a treatment plan that helps them, you know, address and hopefully overcome their substance abuse issues. And so I'm extraordinarily excited. This is cutting edge work, and we have people from all over the country who are coming to learn more about our Bridge program and how they can lift and drop this methodology to help people in need. Next slide, please. Super exciting. This is about the teaching component of that mission statement that I shared with you, and we have our Health Path program, and Health Path works with high school students, and it basically gives them a window into health careers that may be available to them. Miss Princessa, who spoke earlier, her daughter came through the Bridge program and she rotated with me, and so she spent a few weeks, and so I was just so pleased to meet Princessa and to hear her talk about what Giselle is doing now, and she's on her journey, and I think there's nothing more important than I can do than help create the next generation of healthcare leaders, and I know that Giselle is going to be one of those healthcare leaders, and so I'm very excited. Thank you so much. Very excited about the Health Path program. I also need to acknowledge the public Oakland Private Industry Council, OPIC, and we work with OPIC not only to underwrite their efforts, but we go to their job fairs because there are many jobs that are available to people in healthcare that they may not know about. And so we work with OPIC to make sure that people know about the opportunities. One of the things that they focus on are people who are coming out of incarceration, because there's some jobs that are not appropriate for them, but there are many that are, and so helping them find a different path. And so we're very excited to work with OPIC to help give people a different choice with their lives. And then I want to mention nursing and health career pipelines. We work with Samuel Merritt, we work with USF to help nurses and allied health professionals enhance their careers and continue their professional growth. Next slide, please. I love wrapping with this one because this is about the quality of care that we provide. We pride ourselves on making sure that we're providing the best care, bar none. And this is a recognition that we received recently from Newsweek about our post-acute care facilities, and it's very small. I know you can't read it, but I'll just read it to you. Our nursing facilities are ranked #1 in Alameda County and 14th in California among nursing homes, and we have more than 150 beds, and so we were ranked by Newsweek among the best in the country, and I just couldn't be more grateful. And with that, it's time for Q&A, so I'd love to engage and just have a little dialogue, so please. Yes, please.
The Bridge Clinic, do you know about how many they serve annually? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't a stat that was on the
No,
thing. Okay.
so the question was how many are served at Bridge, and I don't have that number, Shannon. I'm sorry, but I can certainly get that. But that's again, it's a program that just kind of is it's a force multiplier, because what I've heard from the folks at Bridge is that one of their challenges is that people often feel like they don't have the ability to care for their families and then to continue in their care. And so what we've done is put wraparound services in the Bridge Clinic, and so they can bring their families in. So there's actually a nursery that is adjacent to the Bridge Clinic. But in terms of the actual number, I'll get that for you.
Interesting. Questions? Lorna?
Thank you, right there. Thank you very much for your presentation today. The other day, I was driving home from work and I was listening to the news, and it was talking about the number of pharmacies that Walgreens is closing. and then was talking about same day, Blue Shield was laying off a number of healthcare workers. And I asked him, I always thought healthcare was kind of immune to some of these downturns. One of the things my son was saying with regards to the pharmacies is the idea of PBMs, and they're acting as brokers between, the manufacturers of drugs and the purchasers of drugs and ultimately the consumer, and how it's currently structured that a lot of the pharmacies are losing money. I apologize for the long question. So Kaiser, he said, is his own PBM. A large organization like the Alameda Health Service, how do you guys deal with the purchase of pharmaceuticals for your patients?
Fabulous question. Thank you very much. And one of the key elements is something called 340B. And 340B is a program that essentially provides drugs at cost to organizations like the Alameda Health System, like Benioff Children's, and it allows us, again, to purchase them at cost so that we can make sure that those drugs are available to those in need in our community. And so we're not immune to the variability of price, but by virtue of 340B, it does really help us provide them in the quantities that are needed. Thank you for asking. There's an online question, I think.
Oh, cool. But you can show the video, but there's a question online? Oh, that was it. That was the notification.
Lois, please.
See, he knows my name, because my dad went to Morehouse, too. I have a question about, there was a film quite a long time ago about Highland Hospital, and at that point, in my opinion, insurance was in complete chaos because people were still trying to get services, and this is a great community, Alameda anyway, to take care of people. So I'm curious as to what happened with that, because to me, it looked like services had improved, and as you have described this, this is much, 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 much better. But I was just curious about how that film fit into inspiration anyway for the changes.
Well, thank you very much, and I believe that, well, our overarching objective is to be the best public health system, bar none, in the country. And so that's the journey that we're on. And so, I don't know that I could tell you one thing that has happened, except we are always striving for high quality. And so we have something that we call True North metrics, and there are 23 indicators, and our board looks at that at every board meeting, frankly, and talks about, here's our goal, and where are we in terms of our goal? And I will tell you candidly that we achieved 6 of the 23 in the past year, but the others are trending up. And so we are on a journey to always provide better care. We're moving to something called OKRs, which are objectives and key results, because we think those are going to be a better way to fine-tune, because the objectives are overarching. So those are aspirational, and the key results are going to be on a 3 to 4 month basis. How are we doing in terms of hitting the specific measures that we said are going to be the proof that we're doing great quality care? And so that's the biggest thing that I'm judged by as the CEO. How are we doing from a qualitative perspective? And so I want you all to be able to go out and tell your friends they're providing excellent quality care at the Alameda Health System, because this county deserves that, and that's our objective. Thank you. And yes, I remembered your name. That's one of my jobs too, is to make sure that I remember the important people.
John?
We need more AA batteries for the other mic.
More what?
AA batteries.
Yes, I'd like to ring the bell for Alameda County Health Care for the Homeless. About 3 years ago, we were the first place in the world to get the J&J one-shot COVID vaccine. And working with David Mottersback, the director of Alameda County Health Care for the Homeless, and talking with him, we were both working on the homeless, and he said, hey, that's perfect for seafarers. So we took it to the Port of Oakland, went through all the bureaucracy, we were the first in the country to start vaccinating seafarers from all around the world. Most of them didn't even have any kind of vaccine, and their families were dying in faraway places. And so I got called by the Bloomberg News out of London, England, and told them the story, and they wrote an article about it, and just praise to you guys. And it's just really good advertising for Oakland and Alameda County is the good work you do. I just wanted to make that statement. And
John, I need to applaud you. Thank you very much. We have he rang the bell.
That's a bell ringer. All right, and a bell is a $100 donation to our Oakland Rotary Endowment.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And I will tell you that we have an extraordinary relationship with the Alameda. So we are an independent health authority, and so we're separate from the county, but we are the county hospital. And so we have a very symbiotic relationship with the Healthcare Services Agency of Alameda County. Colleen Chavla is my partner, and so I work very closely with her. And I will tell you that during COVID, we did a vaccination clinic at BB Memorial Church over on Telegraph, and we served so many people in just a 2-day period, and that was because we pooled our resources and worked with the church community and with the county health services to make sure that we were doing what you've described as just taking the care to the people in need. So thank you for saying that.
Awesome. All right, thank you so much. All right, let me trade places here with you. James. Oh, there's another interesting fact. James was a member of this club in the 90s. And something we would really, really hope that not only with our community service dollars and our volunteers, that we get closer, because you are at the heartbeat of this community, and we have reach with our resources, our connections, our relationships, and our endowment, and we are actually currently writing up a grant with Vera. And we'd love to have you back as a corporate member, so no pressure. And to thank you for being a speaker today. After almost 40 years, Rotary and its partners are on the brink of eradicating polio, as you know. But there are a few remaining countries, and mostly in the war-torn areas, and so we have made a donation in your name for the Polio Plus campaign. So thank you very much. And I want to, are there any other bell ringers? I want to ring the bell for the Alameda Health System. The other bell ringers out there, and for John, our Good Job Award back there. And yes, Lorna. Who's got it?
I have 2 bell ringers. Last week was a Rotary week for me in many ways, that the power of our community always inspires me. So I had a fundraiser for Ahmad Anderson, who's running for Richmond City Council, District 5, and I had several Rotarians, including Dudley and Gary, show up to support him. That's my first bell ringer. My second bell ringer is we had a golf tournament for the Boys and Girls Club of Contra Costa last week. We got Vern Glenn there and Dave Stewart there, and again, fellow Rotarians, Dudley, Jack McAvoy, Charlie Adams, Joe Bonavista, David Stein, all showed up to support. So I'm thankful for the power of Rotary.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, Joe Grolka.
Shannon, I participated in the last 10 days in 4 fabulous Oakland Rotary events. So I'd like to ring the bell 4 times. First, I'd like to ring the bell for Wendy Takuda and Allison Bliss for an excellent cleanup at our PAL camp. I'd like to ring the bell for Dudley Thompson for our Rotary Kingpins, which hopefully will do better than we did last year. I'd like to ring the bell for Carrie Clausen for our Fleet Week pancake breakfast and hike. It was awesome.
Go Carrie.
And I'd like to ring the bell for Mark Rosen, Steve Blair a little bit, for helping us organize the Cloverdale Oste Tour Divine, which I had the pleasure of riding with our president, Shannon. Thank you.
Wonderful. I want to make sure that our new Rotarians, welcome, that you stand in the back of the room so people can have that little welcome handshake as everybody's leaving. Please make sure, I'd like to thank everyone that put this lovely lunch together. We always have so much dedicated help. Appreciate it. We also want to get a couple pictures. Everybody can take care of their dishes. Please meet our Rotarians and go out in the world. And one more thing. Michael Buck, we have an incredible speaker next week. Sorry, very important. You guys need to come back and listen.
I'm back. So next week here at Oakland Rotary, we will meet Kendrick Armstrong, who's the brand new artistic director of the Oakland Symphony. Don't miss this opportunity to engage with Maestro Armstrong as he commences what will surely be a long and distinguished career as the leader of one of the cultural institutions, major cultural institutions in Oakland. See you next week.
See you next week. And don't forget, next week, we also are going to have our Halloween party, so check your announcements and make some magic in the community, everybody. This meeting is adjourned.